money.
Gotta make that money, man. Still the same now. Gotta make that money, man. Still the same now. Gotta make that money, man. Still the same now. Gotta make that money, man.
Gotta get on the grind, pop the clip of my nine, let the chicken slip in the chocolate fall in the night time. Gotta get mine, ain't taking the shirt to the loss and top of the phone. Call up my nigga, send at home, probably should have back 10 chrome. Gotta think we can hit, so bring your shit, cause once again it's to the dawn with a flip of bird. My wig to the curb, so I swerve and roll out. To pick up the 666 thug and pop out the murder for robbing the dope house. Smoke up out the vape bomb so high, now coming to slay with 4 grenades and a gauge. I'ma play with till I'm fall in the grave and light. Filling in the dry late, we spotted the place and quickly rolled up. Bulldozed to the living room, hopped out of the car and started to blow up. Fucking a kaboom, it blew all them bodies all over the room. Them doom, and gotta move fast, why the purple's coming. Snatch up the yummy, so nigga don't think it's funny. I'm coming up quick and not quite, cause flesh be loving its money.
I'm giving up love to the hustlers, all them St. Cliff dusters, making that money, stand on your feet. And you better believe, gotta have that cheese for the green leaves, never catch me sleep. Standing on the grind, getting mine, stand down from a crime, and I hit up the 99. Giving up that yeah, yo, making me say, yo, 20s, nickels and dimes. Hit up the stick up and lick up that 211. Gotta get what's mine, then bailing. Me kicking up dust, I'm failing 1 and 7. That's how it is, and I got to have it, and then not quite. Mission to check a meal, and still be real, thugging on the clock, creeping on the come up. Won't sleep till I'm done up, gotta blaze me blunt up. Hunt up another plot and scheme, gotta make some great consultants, nut up, butter. Gotta get that business on, even though the Buddha run is done. Me feeling lovely, but I'm just in it for the love of the money. Gotta make that money, man.
Money, man, it's still the same now.
Gotta make that money, man.
That money, man, it's still the same now.
Gotta make that money,
That money, man, it's still the same now.
gotta make that money, man.
Money, man, it's still the same now.
Standing on the corner, straight slanging rocks. Oh shit, here comes a motherfucking cop. So I dash, I ducks, and I hide behind a tree, making sure the motherfuckers don't see me. Now my fat sack of rocks, hell yeah, I stuffed them. Police on my drawers, I had to pause, and yeah, it's still motherfucker. Now my game is tight as fuck. It's my game, easy motherfucking E or Eric Wright, it's all the same. Now niggas might trip on how I stacks my grip. I got to have it, bitch.
Money, man.
For the love of this shit,
Gotta make that money,
motherfucker.
Gotta make that money, man.
Then don't get me love, shit, don't get me
Time over time, follow me down the 9-9, and you will find all of me kind. Check out the rips, the nail, drop down, run them up and make hood red. Straight when I'm making me grip, with them in click, rolling with ruthless. The thug I be me, put them in mud, buck them in pump blood. Got nothing to lose, bitch. You better respect grip. Or you best just check your slug, it's going down. Till they pumping 3 rounds, gonna win it, make gang. Fine, gotta make that money, man. It's still the same, that they running things wild. In front of it now, while I take you up into a barrel of a gun. See, for the W done, for the blood I run.
Get up on my thing, up in this thug game. So people been creeping, been crawling up on the mission of back in the days when niggas was belling with solos and wanted to get paid. But I took my side, little nigga rip, step up on the mission for money. You give up the cash, so that was your ass, cause me and my nigga was hungry. Every time you stolen, you might just catch one to the tempo and down bone, raw dog it. So niggas just make this shit simple and run. To catch one nigga, me filling with bullets and double me rivers, remember me killer now. My money me dig ya, 6 feet in the ditch and get with you, cause bitch you was slipping, I'll get you and rip ya, then buck ya down. Steady robbing and stealing, making a killing, nigga drug dealing, needing $1 million, nuzzling drugs with the thugs be chilling. For the money these niggas be selling, off a nigga, wait for the nigga thugging off and break the skullers. And when I stick you and flick you up in my right, get on my foes and love and more. Yeah, bound in the motherfucking house for the land cross, nigga. Yeah.
All right, I'm back, man. I'm back. What's good, everybody? Welcome to Shit Show After Hours. All right. It's like a last minute thing. I want to plan on doing a shit show too long. You know, shit show. So what's good, everybody? Let me go ahead and interact with the motherfucking chat and shit, man. How you doing? I got Kelly. She's by my side over here. I got my son Mark over here with his crazy ass. I want to argue with me, but it's good. What's going on, Real Deal? What's up, Amano Slander? What's going on, JF? Carolyn. And that's it. Oh, nobody else in there. Yeah, Sean Stryker. Right over here. So. Hold on. All right. What's up, Jersey Hammer? Much love to you. Someone asked when I'm doing a panel. I said, I don't know. It depends what the flow go. How the flow go. What's up, Camera Stage Video? What's up, Jersey Hammer? How you doing? Okay, we got people up tonight. Sure, at least we got 10 people up over here. Yeah, our Bears fucked it up last night, Hammer, man. Fuck the Bears. Always find a way to fuck it up. Had a chance to win that shit last night, man. I was like, you know what? I give up. We need to tank for the rest of the season. And that's what we need to do.
The Bears always suck.
You damn right we do. So, ain't nothing new.
Nice shoulders.
But you know what? All right, I'm here. You said, well, I'll be up there in 2 weeks for that Baltimore game. Oh, okay. For the Baltimore. It's the Ravens. So, what's on your mind tonight, man? I just put the shit show after hours today because you know what? I do have a shit show at times, but that don't mean the show gonna be shitty when I have a shit show. That don't mean it. Do it have to be shitty all the motherfucking time? You know if it's a shit show? Yeah, I'm motherfucker like, oh my god, these motherfuckers. No. Fuck it, I'll open up a shit show. Fuck it. Fuck it. Okay? All right, fuck it. I won't do it. I'll just put it in the goddamn chat room. Fuck it. All right. There you go. That's right here. Anybody want to come up here and get cussed out? That's what y'all come for anywhere, shit show. When you see me come this live on my stream at this time of the night. That's why sometimes I try to hang on my phone, sit on the couch. That way I can't open the panel for no shit show. Hey, I'm right here. I can't hit the link. I'm on my phone. Yeah. You know? You feel me? I like the new feature they got over here on StreamYard. I'm just like really checking it out. It is a whole lot better. The law. All right, let me get this on real quick. All right, I'm right over here. I'm not really planning on doing a long show tonight. No, we just rewatching the man. Okay. Let me go subscribe to Kelly channel over here. Love for money. for the love of money. He, MJ. All right, thanks for sharing, John. John be sharing that motherfucker all over the goddamn place. Oh, we got Jonathan in the house, man. Real deal in that motherfucking house.
Yo,
What's good, bro, man?
2 cups of brandy and a blunt.
Oh, okay. You like boom.
Yes, sir. We here.
You're here.
Okay.
All
So,
beer tonight, man. I got me a variety pack of some triple L beer, some IPAs and stuff, man. I'm strictly beer tonight.
okay, so you always do your beer situation.
Yeah, I try to be the
I
beer.
had a bottle of E&J.
Oh my god, I can't do dark liquor. That shit makes me. I'm over a white liquor guy.
Man, that was funny, man. When I walked back to the liquor store, man, I had the blunt wrap and the bottle of E&J in my hand, and a white look, not white. She was, I think, Arab. I think she John people. You know, John. He ain't necessarily white. He like some type of Arabic. Oh no, he's some type of African type of. I don't know, John. What are you, man? Are you Persian? Is John Persian?
He's
He
sad.
was like one of those, but
John
his daughter
Sanders.
pretty much.
Yeah, John the Sand nigga. He's Arab.
Okay, because
Yeah.
his
Oh,
daughter pretty much say, "Hey."
But he eats bacon though. But he eats bacon.
He's
So-
not a Muslim.
He's not a Muslim. He's a Christian Arab. He eats the bacon.
Yeah, Christian
No.
Abraham. He eats the bacon.
You don't eat goat.
Well,
You don't
because-
like goat meat either. And I like goat meat.
Cause I felt so shameful. A little girl pretty much say, "Hey," and I was like, "Oh damn!" I waved back. I had my mask on, looking like a complete complete lunatic, but I didn't want nobody to see who I was, so I had to go incognito. Even though in the store I had my mask off, just to be defiant on my Donald Trump shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My Donald Trump shit, you know, being defiant. But yo, it's crazy out here when it comes to the real estate market, man. I was looking all in Milwaukee, and the properties has been up 15% last month. Kelly, I've been trying to contact Kelly, man. When it comes to certain properties, I've been trying to send y'all some commission your way.
I don't know how.
Fucking phone broke. My fucking phone broke, but now I'm gonna give you guys my WhatsApp number. So
Okay.
Kelly, she's the organizer. She can organize certain things. Like tomorrow, we're about to have a meeting, so that's why I meant to come up anyway.
Right.
Damn expensive.
You in Chicago, so we got about 47
No,
Chicago.
we're not Chicago.
buyers.
We're not Chicago. We're in Milwaukee.
You know Chicago. You know Chicago. You
Yeah, I'm from
understand Chicago.
yeah.
South Hammond Avenue.
South Hammond.
South Hammond Avenue, 63rd.
See, I'm a bougie North Sider.
Oh, so I'm pretty much talking about all South Side properties. So my WhatsApp is 1 plus 747 283. You get the rest of them for.
Okay. But I do know about those South Side. I've been over there. I got family out there. I always kept the L out there, hung out there.
But yeah, man, you can make some money out there, man. So when it comes to what me and my girlfriend got going, we got all the marketing handled. We pretty much got all the realtors in Chicago. We got cash buyers. So we just need you to just tell us the area. You don't even have to do anything. Pretty much, we actually will send you commission based off of you telling us the area. We already have a bird dog and a general contractor. So we finally got that under wraps. So Chicago is pretty much on the south side. So South Hammond, 72nd, 63rd. We also got a couple properties in Tilly Park, in the bougie suburb, Orland Park. Mo.
What's up, bro?
You heard of Orland Park?
Orland Park?
Lee Park.
Yeah, all that, man. Heard all that, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I know these neighborhoods and shit. Like, goddamn.
Yo, man, make sure that at least you and Kelly could be able to tap in with me one time when it comes to certain meetings, man. Because we got a Zoom call meeting tomorrow.
Okay,
if you
Zoom.
can make it. If you can make it, you can make it. But yeah, man. When it comes to that, everything has been good with me, man. So, but John, I need to ask John certain questions, man. John always literally duck me on every single email that I try to get old boy on, though. Because he's in Oregon, though. Shout out to Chirac. No thanks.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not living there. I'm not living there. We just send the contracts to the developers. We pretty much are literally like realtors. So I partner up with a realtor and I get a finder's fee with the cash buyer. But nah, we ain't living in Chirac, man. We just getting properties that are $30,000 and they can be flipped for $250,000. That's why when people cry about gentrification, those are the reason why people that was in New York that understood that Brooklyn brownstones that were $89,000 in the 80s and 90s are now $2-3 million now in 2021. So if people had like 2 or 3 of them bad boys, they're like $10-12 million rich.
No, man, my bad, man. I'm like this phone.
Easy.
What's up?
So
What's up, Joe?
So you in the north? So you from the north side of Chicago?
Yeah, I'm from the north side, Albany Park, man.
What's good, gents?
Things good.
Bones. Oh, Joe Cool. What's up?
What's up, bro? you let me up. You don't even know who I am.
No, because look, I didn't see you. I can't hardly see you. You all dark.
I can't see you neither, man. I'm like, yo.
Like Bones. Like, who's Bones?
I thought you was porn bombing him for a second. I'm
That's
like,
what I was
I got porn bombed recently.
That's Joe Cool.
Okay, what's going on, man?
I'm in Chicago. What were you saying? You looking for someone to do something in Chicago?
I need somebody that's familiar in the area. I can give them a commission of 2% on each lead. I just need somebody to call the failed listing on the agents. I can send them the leads. If you did 5 calls,
leads to what?
I will send you a commission. Properties, yes, sir. So I can be able to make $20,000 commission off of my either the hedge fund cash buyer or my cash buyer that's pretty much in Orland Park. So
yeah, I know where Orland Park is.
He lives in Orland Park, so he told me if I could find properties that's under 350, he could be able to close any property that I have on the table 15 to 21 days. So can you see the phone number in the back chat?
I can't. If I wasn't up here, you can't see. You're gonna have to put it back in there.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is
you changed. Oh shit! I changed my name to Bones. I'm stupid.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Like,
man, you threw me off. You threw me off.
I'm like, hold on,
my bad. So I was a friend of mine had her first panel today. So I was on panel with her on the other phone, and I picked this one up and I put Bones in here because we were trying to teach her just don't let niggas pop up without seeing her face and shit. That's why thank you, Golden. I'm running around with Bones on my shit.
Bones Jones.
Shit.
Okay, can you see? So
Oh yeah, let me take a look.
So that's my WhatsApp.
right.
joint. But yeah, man. South Hammond, 63rd, 72nd,
Yeah,
15 minutes by the university.
I'm familiar. I used to what do you call that shit? I want to call it lecture. I used to be up there. You're talking about UIC? You're University of
I'm
Illinois.
talking. Yes, sir. University of
Yeah.
Illinois. Yes.
Yeah, I used to. We had a magazine that was spawned there. They used to have one called the Journal of Ordinary Thought, and the publishers and the staff
Okay.
up there. They funded us one called Through the Eyes of a Villain, and I got to know those people well. The fucking dean of the fucking school was like, Joe, anything you ever need. I had a lot of experience with those guys. It was years
That's beautiful,
ago,
man.
but I had a lot. Yeah,
That's beautiful,
I
man.
know that.
So,
Yeah, Farley live in that area. If y'all know Farley, he used to live on Lomas.
okay.
King of
So
House
when
Music.
it comes to me, man, I could plug you in when it comes to some lenders.
Okay.
So
Why would I need that?
lenders, just in case if you want to be able to buy some properties. But
Alright.
I
Really?
just need certain type of locations that I can give you commission. So really what I'm trying to do is if you help me, I help you.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I help you. You help me get a commission.
So I just
I
need
get-
more of people that understand that area. Because I don't need you to necessarily drive up per se. I don't even need you to be able to meet up with any type of people. I just need you to just tell me certain locations that you see construction in.
I'm
not in that area
yeah.
because I'm in Vegas.
You want something specific. You don't want houses that are already listed. You want shit under construction.
Yeah. So I could be able to get off market deals. So with me, I pretty much got a tool.
What level of construction? Are you talking about anything being rehab? Anything that's what do you need?
Just something that if it's a zombie property, if it needs a new roof, if it needs a gut, my lenders and also cash buyers, they're willing to be able to rock with something that if it needs a roof, they'll deal with it. So full gut.
I can do that, bro. I can take cops while I'm out there too. I chase police. I'm a cop watcher and all that bullshit. So I could do that while I'm out there. I need to get out there any fucking way and harass some of those fucking cops. Yeah, I'm down, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you ain't down and live ass. I'll be saying y'all niggas. Y'all niggas, y'all be trolling the cops.
I just left him about a couple weeks ago. We met up at Illinois Tyrant Patrol. Yeah. We all met up.
Y'all shit, you know.
Yes, it is. Look, I screenshot your name, man. I was heading in the house, just checking to see who was live. I saw him at Mo, and I heard Chicago, and I hopped in.
Okay.
You, man.
Because
meet you, real dude. Nice to meet you.
Well, salute, man. Because I just need somebody that's familiar with the area, man. Mo be drinking so much that he be missing out on the opportunities that I be trying to hook him up. I don't know. That's why I said Kelly. That's why I said Kelly. If she ain't drinking with you, you know, please put this pen and paper, man. We got hedge funds and cash buyers that just need deals. They're willing to give me an assignment fee. And to be honest with Bones, I'll even go 50-50.
All right.
Joint venture contract, whatever type of documents that's needed.
We ain't even bought our own house yet. What do I look like trying to get somebody else to play on all the deals?
The thing is, only thing you got to do is just be able to talk with them and pretty much basis of we could be able to provide them a cash offer, which we can. And the only thing we pretty much do is get their property on the contract for $50,000, and our cash buyer will give you the assignment fee of $50,000, and the title company will send you the check. Yes, ma'am.
My aunt is the top realtor in the state. She's like in the top 3%.
Cool. Well, cool. So you already understand the premise of because I got my realtor license in California. So
I told her I didn't want to work
in
that
California.
hard. She works hard. She never has a day off.
Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, no.
She works
Unfortunately,
hard.
no.
Unfortunately,
no. Every day is pretty much on marketing, but people are talking about the situation is Build Back Better shit. That's really what's gonna happen when it comes to these properties being so expensive that people can't buy them. It's gonna be crazy, man. Like LA, the median price of them houses is $850,000. It was $720 end of last year.
I looked at a house a couple weeks ago. I'm like, okay, it's out of the city, you know, blah blah blah. It's in the country. $400,000. $400,000 motherfucking dollars. They ain't playing, man. It's expensive.
Yeah, man, because $400,000, that's literally higher. In 2017, it was $252,000 was the median price. Now it's $352, $375. So I guess that would be the median price.
It's crazy. It's like, damn. And plus, who wants to buy? I don't want to have to buy a house and put, you know, $40,000 worth of work in it. Those are everywhere.
You said $40,000 at work. Jesus. Gotta get a damn construction loan to build on your house.
Exactly. You can find that everywhere, but man.
So when it comes to that, man, you know, a lot of these hedge funds and cash buyers that I do have, they're willing to work with regular people. So they're not the hedge funds that are not willing to give an assignment fee or a finder's fee, no matter if you're a realtor or not a realtor. So I don't know, man. When it comes to my situation, I think that the more that I help people, the more that good that can come back to me. I think it'll be good karma.
So you're trying to help regular people buy houses? Is that what I'm taking then?
Buy houses and also make commission off of either talking with the seller. So say if a person say, well, I'm not a person where I can be able to afford a house. Cool. I can be able to get a $20,000 commission off somebody either contacting with the seller. Because I'm busy. I don't have the time to be able to contact the seller. If somebody contacted 3 sellers a day, I can be able to get that bad boy under contract. I get it a spread of $20,000. I'll give you $4,000 in commission just for talking to that person. So what we're doing is pretty much an in-house sales job, to be honest. So an in-house sales job is pretty much making sure that everything comes in, funneled in like a realtor. So we're contacting failed listings, people with vacant properties, liens, zombie properties, like I mentioned with Bones when it comes to Chicago. So we are pretty much in 12 markets. So our company that we partnership with is Keegley LLC. They're pretty much a company that has realtors, title companies, and cash buyers in those states where if it's in Detroit, we got a cash buyer in Detroit. If it's in Milwaukee, cash buyer in Milwaukee, Chicago. So they do most of the big cities in metro areas. So I can be able to help you at least get an investment loan when it comes to a property. But, you know, regular single family homes, I would say if you already have your credit repaired or have some type of set aside money, then good. But my lenders, they do 10% down payments on investment properties, and they do 100% construction loan. So if you found something in an area that you know, you could be able to get funding on that. So I'm not a realtor when it comes to first-time home buyer. I'm not a realtor when it comes to first-time home buyers. I'm more of the realtor when it comes to investment aspects. So I help the investors. Man, American History lost a channel. Wow.
Oh, that's Pro-Life War. Yeah, she lost a channel. Come up and talk about it. Shit.
Talk about it.
Okay, I want to hear that.
But $400,000. Wow. So that was on Zillow, or was that a realtor listing?
No, No, that was a drive-by. I saw that on a drive-by, and I'm like, oh, let me inquire. Yeah, 409,000. I don't think so.
What was it? A 3-2, 2-bedroom? Or?
I mean, it's big. It's nice and big, and there's a barn out there. You know.
Oh,
But still, that's extremely high for that area. Extremely high.
so the prices is usually around what 180.
Yeah, you
150?
probably could have got something for that for like 250 tops, because the barn is newer. I could tell that. It's in a nice piece of land. The house is remodeled. It's nice, but it's not 409,000. You know, in a regular market, you'd be looking at 250.
Wow. So when it comes to that, man, that just shows you that people, a lot of international investors are just popping up. And it seemed like when it comes to Biden, this administration in general, man, has literally just let the floodgates open when it comes to international Chinese investors, when it comes to California.
That ain't even the first one. I looked at one right before that. I've looked at estate sales. You know, I've seen stuff around auctions. You know, everything is just like ridiculous. One house is like 3 times the value from the year before with no updates. No way. It's insane.
Damn. You know, and a lot of them, they do what they would say a cash offer, no inspection type deal.
Yeah, you
Quick
ain't.
close.
Everybody knows pretty much that it's a seller's market, so they ain't going unless you want one of these hood properties that, you know.
Well, the fix it flippers that I'm in contact with in Chicago, they're willing to deal with it. So they'll deal with Hammond, Indiana. They'll deal with Milwaukee, Detroit, inner city, heart of the hoods in Chicago. So they're willing to deal with it.
Well, that's just the thing, though. But there's so many people buying on a level where, you know, auctions. You know, a lot of these houses are going to auction.
Well, we do have the list where we can find properties that just got the notice of default. So my question is to you: how long does it take when they? How long does it take for the property to go to auction after it defaults? Like here in LA, it's 120 days. Then it goes to auction.
Yeah, you're probably. Oh God, I couldn't even tell you an exact date, but I want to say about 180.
Okay, so Massachusetts is 150 days. So we also do Boston as well. So we got Boston cash buyers. So what we're pretty much just trying to just do is just get fair listings, vacant properties, and we just blitz the hell out of the cold calling, or just contact the fair listing agent and just contact the agent and just tell them if you have any sellers that have any old listings, send them over here.
Look, if I give you an address right now, I can give you an address. Would you be able to look up the information on the property? I don't do all that.
Well, literally, we can do that on the spot. To be honest, I want to share my screen, but I'm such lazy. So if you got my WhatsApp number, it's 1-747-283. It's in the private. It's in the private chat.
You gotta tell me that. Oh, it's in the private chat. Okay, I got it. I'll
Yes,
get
ma'am.
it. I'll just call you on the back end so he can talk what he wants to talk.
So
I'll
yeah.
I'll get that off of there, and then I'll get in contact with you.
Okay.
I didn't really dabble in real estate because I know it's hard work.
It's hard work, but I mainly do most of the heavy lifting with a lot of my teams. Like I got 26 people. So I just need to know what's the area, and I can pinpoint it, and we get the partnerships and agreements, title companies, whatever that we need. So I'm a realtor in California, so I'm just trying to do this nationwide. So my cash buyers, they will literally buy up the price range of $500,000. They can close within 20 days. Pretty much my company is just the We Buy Houses model. That's all. It's the We Buy Houses model. That's all. Nothing special. It's just the intricacies of what I'm doing specifically. I'm a realtor. So we got somebody else on the panel, I see.
Yeah, it's me, Michelle. I'm pissed off. They fucking took my channel down tonight. Oh. Yeah, got my third strike. Medical misinformation. Obviously, you can't talk about the truth.
Yeah, you're gonna have to stay away from that.
Yep, that's why I've been easing my way away from these politics and stuff and all that.
I know, but like, I did a Bible study, and then I happened to talk about putting the trust in the Lord, because the Bible tells you not to put trust in government, and these people are trying to tell you have to do this, you have to do as you're told. We, the people, are slowly losing our freedoms and blah, 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 etc., etc. And I talked about the different types of what. And yeah, they slammed me for medical misinformation.
Yeah. Ricky Man just got a strike for a week, so they talking on us. Believe it or not, I got many strikes. I got 3 strikes before.
Strike removed because it was going to be removed on December 3rd and then January 3rd.
Move what?
Yeah. So this channel that you see, my American history, I've always told you that's my backup. I only have 77 subscribers on here. So everyone that was subscribed to Pro-Life American has no idea, besides people here tonight, that I lost my channel.
Okay.
Just
So I was subscribed. So
let everybody know that I didn't disappear. No one kidnapped me.
Well, yeah, I was worried. I was worried about you because I was definitely like, "What happened?"
Hey, did you appeal it?
They didn't give me an option. All they said here in this email was exactly what I violated. They didn't give me no link to appeal it. I think I have to go to the computer to do that.
Yeah, go to the computer, do that ASAP.
Still, they don't care. Remember, I lost Pro-Life Warrior channel 3 months exactly after I lost Tom and Anna, and I begged them to not steal my money, and I begged them to get videos of my daughter and my husband, because the last family trip, I uploaded those videos to my channel. And after they died, a lot of you guys know, I went to DC on January 6th. Well, when I was going through airport security headed home, Homeland Security, or the TSA, I'm sorry, kept my phone. When I got home, I tracked that phone, and it was at the airport, but they told me they couldn't find it. And I knew they were lying because my phone, my other phone, I was able to track it. So I lost all those videos of Tom and Anna. It wasn't so much begging for my channel back. I wanted those videos of my husband and my daughter back. And plus, they stole my money. You know, where they steal 40% of your money anyway. They stole my money, and it took 6 months to fight and appeal to win my money back. That's how long it took.
Yep, YouTube like that. Man, sorry to hear that, Michelle, man. I just
sorry to hear that, Michelle.
I don't know if the channel that I'm on now can ever be monetized again because of that, of once before they took me down. So, like, I really could use the income, or ideas of what I could do to make a creative channel.
Right here, Jonathan, he hooked you up with real estate right here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Well, I don't. You want to go help him out? Sell houses. buy
Yeah,
property.
that would be a great option for employment. But I mean, an idea to be creative to make a YouTube channel to stay in contact with you guys. Because when I talk to you guys, you know, that gives me comfort because you guys know I love you all, you know, and I love talking to you guys.
Michelle, you always respected and supported my channel. So I have people that's from your channel that comes to my panel that shows respect. So
she's in New
Michelle,
York.
I love
beautiful, even beautiful. So I need, so I got New York cash buyers, and I just need certain addresses. I need certain specific areas. I will give you commission. If you need hard money lenders, if you need a kidney, I'll give it to you. So pretty much, I just need help. So when it comes to that, I'm just focusing on being able to provide cash offers. I can be able to get commissions and finder's fees from my buyers. If you're familiar with Nutley, New Jersey, I got 2 people that's about to face bankruptcy, and I can save them. When it comes to a cash offer, they had a fair listing. So
I paid off. My house here was built in 2008, so I'm not worried about selling it. I'm going to be selling it as owner. I'm going to try that.
No, he's talking about buying other properties.
Buying other properties, ma'am. Yes, Michelle. So what I'm going to do?
I thought you bought home properties.
He just needs somebody on the ground that can tell him where places are and stuff.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So if you're not in that area, I just need an address
I'm nowhere
and a zip
near
code.
that area. Although my daughter would like to move to New Jersey.
So with me is I am a realtor in California, but I pretty much do what they call wholesale real estate. So I get a property under contract. Say if how can I say if the neighborhood goes for 400,000, I can get it locked up for 250. I can assign it to my Jewish cash buyer, preferably in New York, for 270, and I can get a $20,000 spread. So I'm not buying the property; I'm just assigning the property, and with that $20,000 spread, I can get you a commission off of just helping me with that address per deal. So I managed to do 2 deals successfully. So people on my channel is getting paid. We're gonna do a testimonial probably on my next live stream of them showing the check that I sent them. So New York, New Jersey, I just need help when it comes to the addresses. So
I wish
I live
nowhere near the city.
Yeah, but you're near other stuff, right?
No, I'm Jamestown, New York is exactly 49 minutes from me, and then an hour and 20 minutes exactly is Erie, PA. I'm in a town less than 3,000 people.
Nobody's building anything or redoing shit.
Nobody ain't building
nothing. Did you hear that the governor of New York announced this morning, which was yesterday, 6 more prisons are closing in New York State?
Okay. Oh.
She already closed 4, which is the prison literally around the block from me. And then now she's closing 6 more. My whole town relied on that prison because more than half the people who live here work there. If they don't work there, they work at the school.
Okay, gotcha.
So what kind of shit show is this tonight, Mo?
Have you been watching the Kyle Rittenhouse case?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
Everybody has.
I have.
Everybody has.
Can I ask your opinion on that? Real Deal Finance. What's your opinion on the case?
If I hope that there is just a free, a fair trial, because I saw the clip. The motherfucker pretty much ran up on old boy, and he defended himself. So he ran up on him. There's pretty much just the media just lying on him. I think that his lawyer needs to prove that his innocence. So I think that Rittenhouse can be able to get off. I think he could be able to get off. I think he can get off.
I'm sticking to my
What?
original assessment.
Well, you know they're threatening the jurors now, right?
Huh?
Yeah, I heard people
They're
were.
threatening the jurors.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
if they react on.
They said that we got videotape
This
and
is
pictures
the-
of each one
Doesn't
of them.
matter.
And
Doesn't matter. The judge can override. Doesn't matter.
Well, let's hope
None of it matters.
act in fear either. Then I know he can overturn that, but if he does, this means this can happen to any one of us.
What?
That's true.
If we try to defend ourselves, even if our own home and our own community, let's say these people come into our towns and they just try
well,
shooting,
look what happened to that couple in St. Louis.
like
The man and his wife came out there with the firearms with
They
the
got
mob
it.
that busted down their gate, and they
Yeah,
got charged.
Yeah,
No, they
Yeah,
didn't.
and
They
because
dropped the
that's
charges.
No, they got
exactly.
charged.
Eventually, they dropped it. I'm pretty sure if you look it up, they'll say they dropped it. They're good.
Well,
I'm
what's
pretty
their
sure I
name
saw that,
specifically?
John,
I
like
didn't
a month
research
ago.
this one.
I'm sticking to my initial.
Yeah, but you know they still had to go through all that legal shit.
Yeah, they did. You're right.
Yeah,
Their gun was confiscated, and
Yeah, they did have to go through a bunch of shit. But if somebody was in the backstage, I apologize. I didn't see it. So I'm sorry, Kev. I thought I seen somebody blink away. If you want to hit the link again, you can. But I didn't see it. My bad. God, I suck. I just seen him leave.
Oh,
Kev 504. I didn't see him in the backstage. I didn't
that's
see
my
it.
guy from New Orleans. That's my guy from New Orleans. So I got New Orleans cash buyers as well. So I don't know. I'm pretty much plugged in, John. So when it comes to what we're doing, if I can get this fully cranking, I can be able to make sure that everybody on my team can be able to have a nice Christmas. Be able to make sure we can have a nice, solid Christmas. So
well, that's what I was saying.
Uh,
Michelle's trying a way to help out because she needs the money.
Oh, I've already told my kids I can't get them anything.
so
I
when
can't
it
even
co-
get Thanksgiving. How about this one? I can't even get Thanksgiving dinner.
We ain't buying it either.
Too expensive.
so
So I told my kids, be grateful for what you have. I'm not having a big Thanksgiving dinner. I'll buy all turkey, but I'm not inviting the family because all they do is come over, eat, and leave. So I'm done doing it.
Well, last year at the food bank they gave us turkeys.
Yeah, they give away free turkeys a lot
My
of places.
I store one for my mom, but she actually cooks it during Christmas time. So I don't know if she'll get another one. So I'll have to make.
so so here's what I can do when it comes to the way how our cash buyers is. He can be able to close within 2 weeks. So I will make sure you tell me the addresses. I'll make sure that you get paid. If you have a Cash App, we can send it there. PayPal, we can send it there. Western Union, whatever.
I would have
Whatever.
to my financial advisor like.
Kev 504, come back. My bad. I'm sorry.
So
Come back
so
to
that-
us,
that-
Kev. Come back.
that's what I can say as a gesture because I'm. This is not me charging nobody. This is just me.
Tell Mo his
needing certain type of
trolls back.
addresses.
Who's back?
Tell Mo his troll from last night is back.
I don't worry about it.
Oh, let me handle them because I went live last night after Mo tried handling him, and he wouldn't join my stream.
He's back. He must be following you, Michelle.
That's good because I'm ready for a debate.
Just a suggestion, Michelle. Don't forget you got a whole Discord that
I
you
don't
can
sit
use
around-
to. I know, but honey, what I'm saying, this is the suggestion because I know other people do it in bigger channels and stuff, and they use the Discord to promote their live streams. They connect other people, bring other people from their channels in there. You need basically one good mod that can keep your Discord channel from having trolls and instigators come in. And
Oh, you mean like what happened today?
yeah, and be able to help promote your channel and grow your channel, and then you can have a base so that if you ever, that was one of the main reasons why it It's important to get into that because that's your safety net.
I don't know how
To
to record.
Maintain
it's really,
contact.
really, really easy. It's exactly like the
I have-
chats and Messenger and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
do have one. It's Pro Life Warrior, I believe.
Yes, ma'am.
I
But
think-
there's a lot of people that you can bring from your Discord to your channel as you build it. And then continue to drop your stream from
I only have 10 people.
Discord.
I have 10 people over there. That's why I gave it up.
In what? The Discord or the
No, my Discord, I could never even get more than 1 people.
there's a bunch of people in there now, girl. Come on, we've been building it.
Are you guys all in private chats or is it just within
No, we brought everybody over there. As many people as we could get over there that come to your channel consistently, we brought them over there.
All right, I'll have to check it out. I haven't logged into it in a while.
Yeah, please do, because that's a great platform as far as Discord goes to be able to let everybody know when you're live, keep it active, stay active in it, and then, you know, you can build it from there.
Conspiracy Queen, you've been my mod from the very beginning, I think. So, and I know you're a mod now. I hope you still have a wrench. And I know Mo and Lisa have a wrench. John, you got a wrench. You guys,
It's changed as the channels have changed. I mean, it's all good.
you guys have been there from me from the very beginning. I love that we're still part of this big family, and I love that Mo allows me to be here, and I just love you guys. I really do. Like, it's amazing to see how many people I could literally say I've had conversations with here, even though I don't see eye to eye, but it turned into some beautiful friendships, you know?
And that was the beauty part of having the Discord as a fallback. Because if you want to just chat with somebody, if they're not on Facebook or Messenger or whatever, you can build that up as you grow your channel. And like I said, I mean, there's other channels that use that specifically for promotion. They chat with the people that are...
You got voice chat over there.
Yeah, it's just like the little group chats that are on Messenger.
Upload links, videos.
Mm-hmm.
I got this one platform called Riff where you can be able to have, I think, well, these are for people that already have a built up audience where you can have like 1 million people, a similar setting like this, sort of like Clubhouse. So I think people that are in Clubhouse are transitioning to Riff. So their audiences that be with them on Clubhouse, they transition with them on Riff, and they can charge people to be on their live streams or on their panels. But that's literally for monetization purposes. That's really for music artists, to be honest. But it's the same streaming.
And I know that there's actually a Discord from one of the channels on Clubhouse or one of the groups or however you put that.
Yes.
From one of them over there. And I know they've got to have at least 6,000 people because that channel blew up in probably 4 or 5 months to 440,000 subscribers.
So, you know, it can be done. It's just building up a digital presence. You know, there's an audience for what you're saying. You know, there's millions of people that definitely feel the same way, or just millions of, because really, when I say millions, I think it can be done with when it comes to Clubhouse, because it seems like you get a lot of organic search, at least for me, when it comes to my business and for the people that I fix their credit.
I bet you're over there in those real estate groups and stuff. I know that they be popping over there.
Well, I want...
Yeah, the ones that are serious, you know, these people are literally just trying to figure out that, one, if you're able-bodied, you understand what's in the constructions that's in your area. You don't even have to be a person to understand real estate. If you see that there are literally taking over areas in your area, well, in your hoods, suburbs, you can be able to make some money off of that situation. like, you know, because it's sad to see that, you know, and I hate to put race into it, but when it comes
You
to
put your number in the private chat, so if Michelle wants to call or whatever,
yes, sir. So
or
when
your
it comes to
email
that,
for her.
yeah, yes, sir. So when it comes to that,
John,
I don't want to. Yeah, yes,
send that
ma'am.
to Facebook because I'm on my cell phone and I can't save the number.
Okay, so when it comes, I'll do that. So when it comes to that, man, I don't want it to be where left behind again. I don't want to be left behind.
To it, so I don't understand any of this, and I don't know if it's
So
will because I put all my faith and trust in God now. Just like I'm praying to get out of New York, but I'm trusting God. He will direct me which way to go, where to go.
You said Jamestown or Youngstown?
York.
Because I can find
like
vacancies in that area. I can literally do that, and I'll make sure that I'll send something your way. But I don't want it to be replaced because there's too many people that literally, you know, poverty has literally struck in where hedge funds, people that literally find out, oh, you live by the water, take over that area. The people didn't understand how to be able to at least take advantage of the properties that wind up being valued. Like in LA, there's San Pedro. That used to be straight up ghetto. Now it's waterfront areas. That's now worth $1 million.
Yeah, most cities and most areas do that. I'm in New Orleans, so we got a hit with that after Katrina, and they're still buying a lot of property, which drove the prices up in this city, and also in Florida. Even some of those wastelands and some of those swamplands that are damn near the beachfront because they know a lot of folks from the East Coast is moving down to Florida. You know, if not nothing for the tax breaks alone, you know, you can get some cheap property. And what I've learned is being from New Orleans is that the money that we make down here is chump change to the folks out there in the East Coast. You know, so here prior to Katrina, hell, a 2 bedroom was 450, 500. You know, couldn't beat that. But there was a massive push to try to keep your property after that. The only thing is that the generations, you know, didn't you know, I don't believe in necessarily regentification with New Orleans, but a lot of that handed down property wasn't preserved. You know, you have bickering between siblings and stuff like that, and they wind up going to a tax auction or some shit like that. So yeah, you got to get the property, and that's one thing we haven't learned is, you know, buying property. I don't care if it's. I mean, I still got 30. My family still got 30 acres in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, direct descendants from my grandfather who dad was a slave. But you got to keep the land, and we didn't understand that as the land is is prime real estate in the United States. Depending on where you're at. If you can do nothing else, you can at least live on it or live off it.
That's the true, actual, tangible wealth in this country is property ownership.
Absolutely. You know, one of the reasons I have a friend of mine, she was saying, well, Kevin, you know, white females couldn't vote before black females, and it's just a friendly conversation, and we was digging into it, and the reason for that, and the reason why blacks couldn't vote is because you had to have so much land, at least some kind of land. And back then, white women at the time, it just happened to be white, you know, they didn't have land, so you wouldn't consider it as a citizen. You had to have land
That's
and
right.
$100, right? So that's what held back a lot of that. A lot of stuff, for land was, was the landmark of damn near being a citizen. So my grandfather and them told us that, but if you have land, you're a person, and that we never got that till we got older, But that in his time, that's what it was.
Yeah, being a landowner.
So when it comes to that, it just shows that when it comes to land, that can be an apartment building if it has a lot of acreage, that can be built up into probably 100 unit. It can be rented out probably for a certain. Me when it comes to that, it's literally some form of development. $500 a month, $800 a month, whatever the rent can bear, the market can bear. But really, it's the basis of wealth. That's the true tangible wealth. And when it comes to me, I'm about to have my
Now,
house
let me ask
situated
you this:
in December 15th.
Do you think there's a difference between having land or just owning a home? Because you can go through some financial, situations and advisors and stuff like that saying owning a home is not a guarantee to build wealth because you do have to put effort and money into the home.
Well,
So yeah,
you also
you know,
you have to. I agree. So that's why, as
and
people
for
in
those that
general,
don't know, well, like this is like me. I'm a homeowner. I got a 3-bedroom house, and I'm looking to buy another one, maybe a little rental property, or such and such. But even in
well,
this
you
three
see, you
bedroom
went.
house that's completely paid for, there's still the upkeep. Like I just went through Hurricane Ida. Those are some insurance issues for the roof and stuff like that. You still have to maintain the property. You have to cut grass, which can be a bill for some folks, especially if you're a single or you're a modern woman who's not really who a homeowner not trying to get out there and do the physical maintenance of a house, and then you also have the upkeep of a house. I mean, I have a 30-year roof that might have cost me $10,000 within the 5-year period of replacing it. Now, do my property value of my home go up $10,000 in the next 5 years? That's not guaranteed. So, it's just a backbone, but, to build wealth, but the way I see it. But, you got to always do your numbers and see what the property
Yes,
value is.
financial literacy. That's where business acumen comes in. So the basis of that, people get home equity line of credit. People get asset based lending. People, what I'm gonna do is I got approved or pre-approved for a house that's 350,000 in Las Vegas. I want to be able to get a loan for 220, and I'm gonna leverage that bad boy into 4 other investment properties, and I have a lender that can fund all 4. Plus
Mm-hmm.
the business that I have going when it comes to sending developers deal being as a bird dog, because that's what I'm doing, just bird dogging, helping investors get low properties in certain areas.
Stop fucking talking about. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about someone that's trolling me. Mo, how do you block somebody on by email? Anybody know? How do you block?
If they
Email.
have your email,
Yeah, they keep trying to like get
You
my.
mark it as spam
It keeps
if
popping.
it's an email.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
mark that as spam. But like I was saying, pretty
How do
much
you
getting
block
my house approved.
that?
how you block them in the chat, just press their name and hold on it, and it'll say block from
No,
this channel.
how do you
No,
block
she said it was an email.
email? It keeps
Yeah,
sending.
that's the email.
Yeah.
Just mark it as
Yeah, this
spam.
send it to spam. Yeah, this send it to spam.
Because it keeps popping.
Evidently, somebody don't have, some people have too much time on their damn hands.
Yeah, I just got 10 of them. The same thing. Give me all your money. What the fuck?
Damn, my email stick up.
Right?
But yeah, man. When it
That's
comes
a
to
new one on me, man. I've never heard somebody try
They
to
want
do
they
that
want your
shit.
virtual wallet. They want your
Give me all
virtual
your money.
wallet.
I'm gonna keep emailing you. Yeah.
that's crazy, man. That
You
is
guys,
crazy.
you know, if you know Jeremy, he's been over here. His account was hacked today. A lot of people hacked.
But like I said, I got approved for 350 Las Vegas. I'm pretty much happy. I get a loan for 220. I want to be able to see if I can be able to put that on either an apartment building or some form of fast food franchise to be able to scale up. So that's pretty much when it comes to my financial goals. So yes, I agree with you, Kev. It's definitely not a guarantee when it comes.
What did you say, Lisa?
Yeah.
What's that, Lisa? What's that, Lucy? Oh, I actually just told her.
Yeah, I heard y'all speaking of cases with cases that's up in the news right now. As far as the case with Armand Arbery, you know, what do you think in Georgia, for those that don't know, the jogger who got killed by the by the two guys, do you think he gonna get a fair trial? Do you think there gonna be a fair trial, or you think Georgia gonna try to get these dudes off the hook?
I think there's a lot of pressure for them to do the right thing, and I think that they very likely are going to be held accountable because, you know, there were a lot of steps in that the state and others dropped the ball as far as.
It's still Georgia now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But there's a lot of people.
They want to preserve their people. And they want to preserve the races in Georgia. I'm just saying. I'm just calling it out by state. Now, Georgia trying to protect them, those three guys, in our opinion. And the reason why I say that they're trying to protect them because look at the jury pool. There's only one black person on there who may not even be black out of an all-white jury, and you still have the judge saying that it looks kind of shady for a racial standpoint. But we go keep on. We go ahead on and continue on. So don't forget that you're judged by your peers, and by your peers, that go from state to state.
Right. I mean, but at the same time, there's really no moral wiggle room when it comes to somebody trying to carry out some, you know, bogus, you know, community neighborhood watch stuff.
Well, we're seeing that with Trayvon Martin. I mean, yeah, there's no moral wiggle room, but by law, you can get away with it.
Well, I'm just looking at it from the standpoint that the legal system itself, as well as the police department, dropped the ball several times over, you know, with conflicts of interest and nobody pursuing the, you know, arrest of those people. And, you know, it was very poorly managed and handled case from the very beginning. I agree with you on
drop the ball, but it's Georgia. They dropped the ball on purpose. You see what I'm saying?
I definitely can get behind that. You know, the guy.
Yeah, they do that shit on.
Was friends.
I'm in Louisiana, right? I mean, the father was working for prosecuting DAs, and the case was transferred over. But look at the Amber Geiger case in Dallas. They did everything they can in Dallas to not convict Amber Geiger of murder when she shot the guy sitting there eating cereals and went to his apartment. See, they're going to always do that. It's not just the police. It's just that they're going to protect certain citizens in certain areas and that you are not as valued as a black person or whatever it is. But I personally think in that particular case with Arbery's situation, they're going to try to let these guys get off. They're not going to get all three of these guys prosecuted. Not necessarily. The dad, he may get a little pass because the son shot him. But the guy who followed and blocked him off 4 or 5 times, even hit him with his truck to corner him in, he should do some jail time.
Absolutely, because even on the, you know, the very simple charge, it's attempted murder. You know, and I think at this point in time,
hunted him down. They basically hunted him down.
Yeah, that's hunting.
So at this point in time, there was intentional malicious intent to start it off with, and following the process of, you know, the malicious intent that was clearly there. They had motive already, and that was established because of the intent and their actions from the very first minute that they decided they were going to act.
Right. And see, I didn't realize this guy had jogged that far away from the house And then I looked at a video saying they show video footage of numerous kids coming in there like young boys do. Look at the construction and walk out. The owner of the house said nothing was taken, and he had video footage of at least
Doesn't
5 or
matter.
6 different.
Trespassing isn't a death penalty case.
Right.
That's
Now,
right.
So it
this
doesn't
is
matter.
not.
Trespassing. All you do as a citizen, if you see somebody doing something illegal, you report
You
it to the
report it.
authorities. You don't
Right.
get involved.
Observe and report.
And if
But
you
see,
plan on
down
doing
here,
it, if you're
down
doing
here,
if you're going to do a
they
citizen's
still.
arrest, you
Knock
cannot
that
use
off.
force.
Knock that off, Lucy.
Hmm.
And I mean, that's where it comes down to, right? Some people feeling entitled and privileged to be able to act with that kind of malicious prejudice in a situation where neither one of them were police officers. None of them were. 2, even if they were police officers, there is still the stipulation of having to follow the law. So at that point, it would have been a simple stop and question, and go from there. But that was not the case. This was civilians against a civilian. And at that point, I think the biggest question is whether or not the jury and the judge can see the malicious intentions behind the actions that led up to his murder.
Well, didn't they say the father worked for either the city attorney or the district attorney or something?
Yeah, he worked
He
he
worked
worked
for the
with
investigator.
yeah, he worked with the
He worked for the
DA.
DA, and she then turned it over to another DA after she violated.
Yeah.
And that DA just happened to have a kid that worked for another DA. That kind of dumb shit. But see, that's nothing new in the South. See, because they want this dude to get off. And I always tell, and see, the way they line it up, for those who never been in court and all that, it's like with the Amber Geiger situation. They wanted her to get off because they absolutely, they did not allow the last her texts and her phone calls for the last 30 minutes to be put in court when she was actually texting her partner who she was sleeping with about what was going on at the time. See, they tried to purposely throw that out. There's a lot of things that can be done in the courtroom, like with this all white jury with one damn black person who's probably mixed. That's a big deal. They don't want all 3 of these guys to go to prison, and that's the thing that we've been dealing with in the South for a long ass time. Arbery just happened to be recorded. We can name that over and over. They don't want these men to go to jail. You best believe when we look at shit like judged by our peers or justice is blind, what we say in the South is, yeah, justice blind, but that fucking judge and that jury is not. And that's why justice don't apply to us as much as it does to the rest of America.
Well, and I think that's definitely a valid point. Justice systems
see,
have
that's just the
failed Black
American way.
America. Justice
Right.
systems have failed Black America for a long time. Just on the premise of, nepotism in these good old boy networks where, all you have to do is have either a little bit of standing in your community or,
Right.
who you know. And
it's not just that way
a
for us
case
too,
of
because they
buying
got a lot
off.
of.
It's just a case of buying off, the right people to be able to not have to be accountable for something that anybody else would be in jail for.
Right. And see, it's just not just us, because I have a lot of white friends who live in these small little towns where, Bubba's the sheriff and he had a problem with you in high school, or these, just bullshit. I have some white friends that go through the same thing, man, over and over, but they can't get past the system because it's a local system.
Right.
that's why
And
it's so
if you don't have that money and that standing in the community, then they basically screw you out of freedom and decent representation just on the basis of your pocket.
Right. Injustice.
Yeah. I mean, they say, just like you brought up, justice is blind, but at the end of the day, she's going to want her cut.
Right. And that's just not, and even though it's black folks are the main thing, but I just never understood why a lot of white people and white males, because they get railroaded. There's a lot of things that happen to them just the same as us.
Mm-hmm.
The police kill a lot of white males for frivolous shit too, but I never understood why white men don't stand up for against that. It's like, dude, they killing y'all too. They got more people. We the numbers. We have. I mean, they killing us more by the numbers for. And when we talking about legit, I mean, we talking about frivolous shit, but they don't stand up against the police departments, and I never got that. They would not say a word, even though the same
Well,
thing
and
happens to them.
that's the crazy part, right? A lot of the communities out there will happily just dismiss somebody on the basis of, oh well, you shouldn't have done what you did and you're guilty, so that's what you get for it. Or if you maybe had a better standing in society, you might be able to get out and get off and get away with it, or whatever. You are passed excuse me, you are passed over from fair representation, and people just kind of look at it and go, oh gee, that's a shame. Or they'll go, oh
And
well,
it's
you
kind of
fucked up
like,
and you deserve it, so
right, like I heard
it is what
somebody
it
was
is.
talking. I heard somebody talking about like closing the prisons up. I think it was upstate. I heard that and I was like, well, that's a good thing because if we go back to the Reagan years of war against drugs, there was just some bullshit and some federal funding. I mean, that war was never won. It was just a money grab, especially
Right.
down here in the South. A lot
Right.
of foul things happen with the best intentions, but it is sad. And see, when they built these entire towns and everybody worked there. So when they talk about reducing the prison system for some of these tens of thousands of dudes who shouldn't be in prison, and we're talking about the South, just flat out wrongful convictions. The first
Right.
thing these people say is, okay, well, we go lose jobs. Okay, well, damn, what about the people who in jail for nothing? Who wrongfully in prison? And I had
Right.
partners, let's put it like this, in Louisiana, and I'm gonna say 70s baby. In Louisiana, 2 nickel bags of swag or Reggie or just regular weed, leaf weed or whatever, got you 5 years in prison.
Right.
Period.
And a
For
criminal
$10.
charge on your record. And a
Yeah,
criminal
and you can
charge on your
never
record.
you can never get expunged, and you are labeled as a drug dealer for $10 worth of weed. They got dudes doing real time for that. We had so when it comes down to that, that's also another money grab. So I'm all for reducing some of these dudes getting out of prison. And we just talking about for petty crimes. We're not even talking about the wrongfully accused.
Right.
So,
And
see,
if,
where I'm
if
at,
it's a,
it's all
if it's an
legal.
instance of these people being violent offenders, they're just going to transfer them to a different prison. They're still going to be held accountable for whatever, violent crime or something along those lines. And
yeah, but
they might
locking up
transfer
violent
those.
criminals, nobody would even complain about locking up violent criminals.
Nobody's ever
I
going to
had-
complain about
Right.
that
I had a
because
brother
that's the
who I had a
reason.
brother who was a criminal. Right. He did 23 years. He don't even complain about the time he did because he took his lick. And he's like, oh well, that's what I did. And he took his time for it. Now he got caught with the 3-strike law on selling crack and drugs. But the way he got out 3 years early. And let me tell you what the deal is, and this is in Louisiana. The 3-strike law that was under, written by Biden and Bill or whoever. And I don't just put it all on Biden. I actually put it on a lot of black leaders because black leaders pushed those agendas back then.
Hmm.
But the thing was, it was supposed to go to violent criminal. You had to have at least one violent felony on your record, not
Right.
non-violent, right? What they
Armed
did
robbery as opposed to being busted for you know,
Right.
having a couple of grams of weed in your pocket.
Right. And so what
A
they did
non-violent.
Yeah.
what they did was they locked those guys up, and the violent guys still walking the streets of New Orleans. You know, the guy who making a couple extra bucks who never hurt, harmed anybody, no violent criminals. And my brother got 23 years. When he got out, this is what they do in these states.
Well,
He
look
got
what happened to
out on the
Eric
type of-
Gardner. All he was doing was selling loose cigarettes.
Right.
They
But
choked him
and
to
now,
death.
hell, menthol is damn near. They're trying to push menthols to be illegal in some states and counties.
Mhm.
So it's that's crazy. But the thing is, when he got out, he found a loophole. He wrote the judge and all that kind of stuff. He never stopped, never gave up. Soon as he got out on that loophole 3 years early, they changed the loophole in Louisiana that you can't get out unless it's 3 felonies when there was supposed to be at least one violent crime. And they locked tens of thousands of dudes up like that.
And it's just a
I'd have got
miscarriage
less
of
time.
justice.
Yeah, well, justice goes from state to state.
Right.
Plus, they had to fill those private
Prisons,
for-profit
yeah.
prisons. Yeah.
In Louisiana, you know what? The prisons threaten to sue the state. If you let this many people out, we're gonna sue y'all because you gave us guarantees that these prisons would be full, you know, or filled. And they were under contract to do that. Right now, you know, they got hundreds. Well, Bob Agenda was the governor at the time. There were 600 people that should have been that the board elected to let out because they should not be in prison. Well, Bobby Jindal, which is our governor, wife owns the company that allows you to lose telephone, the phone service for the prisoners. So he's not letting them out at all, even though it was unanimous by some of these officials that these people shouldn't be in jail. So you kind of stuck in a rock and a hard place, and it's a hard battle to win. They've been taking lives for
He
decades.
should have recused himself.
Mm-hmm. Who that is, Chuck? Who's speaking just now?
That was John.
Hey, John. All right, I remember the voice. I'm on my phone, so I hear voices. I remember some of the voices. All right, so those things there and it's not just hampering black people, because I know a lot of white dudes who got railroaded with that same shit. You know, I'm like, man, you know, because these small towns wreak havoc on white males. You know, they didn't like you or stuff like that. I just happen to be in a major city, and the major cities makes the news.
Well, and that's
So-
the thing is in some of those really rural areas where the job markets are thin pickings, you know, being poor and not having all of those fancy and moneyed connections is enough to make you guilty right there.
Right, because they want to make it seem like they're doing their job. But I get
And
it.
plus, because the public defender's office sucks. All they want to do is,
Oh,
is
yeah.
make a deal. Oh, let's plea it down. We'll just plea it out. You know, they don't even want to fight the case. They just want to plea it out. Even if you're innocent, you end up with something.
Right. You take a plea for probation, which makes you
Yeah.
a convicted felon.
Oh, but I'm
And you-
innocent. Yeah, but it's better if you just plea it out. You know, no.
And I'm gonna give you some background, dude. As far as the public defender's office, which is always underfunded everywhere you go. I don't know how the prosecution is funded, but the defender's department is not funded. Yeah, that's insane to me. But yeah, they do that, man. They'll sell you out in a second. One of the people, and y'all can look it up, Jack Strahan of St. Tammany Parish, a real tough ass DA, right? I mean, just locking everybody up. Riff-raff white folks. When I mean riff-raff, I mean white people that just don't fit the narrative of a suit and tie, which fits right in with black folks. So they don't like you because you're not that kind of clean-cut white guy. This guy been prosecuted with a 98% conviction rate for decades, at least 20 years. Now they just caught him, and y'all can look it up. It's in St. Tammany Parish, Jack Strahan. He just got convicted for sexual assault, rape of a minor, and forcible rape and aggravated battery of rape from his damn stepkids. And
I think I
it's,
saw you comment about that somewhere else. That shit's
Right.
crazy.
Right. And so now he's going to prison, but imagine how many people he locked up because he also has stock in the private prison system in Louisiana, and he's been making a killing off it for decades.
Well, and that's the
You
thing.
know,
If something like that is going down, the state has a vested interest to a certain degree to make sure that there aren't conflicts of interest with the legal system
right. Good
as
luck
well
with
as
the
the
state.
judges.
Right.
Right.
This
And
is
I get it.
Louisiana.
I get
Yeah,
it.
it sucks.
Well, up here it ain't much different, If
Right.
you've got
Oh, I
the right
believe you.
connections in the right places, you're going to get whatever um, rates and percentages to either keep you in that position or potentially help you to
Right.
exceed that position and
Even
maybe
even for
run
some
for
of my
like the
street
DA
friends,
for the state.
right, street friends I grew up with that fought fair charges actually paid for some of their time, cash for some of the time reduced sentences. You can do that, So they also have prisoners from California picking, picking vegetables and putting them on the shelves. Down here, you actually have wardens that actually have the prisoners who work for private companies like Popeyes and McDonald's and Wendy's. They work in the back, and the system gets 60% of their of their check, and then they ship them back home. They have that's working now. They're using them for the labor, and they're getting kickbacks from some of these private companies for using prison labor. That has always been the case.
Well, and that's where RBR brought a very valid point in, was to say that, a lot of these states out here are finally now paying prisoners minimum wage instead of
Mhm.
paying them like 17 cents or 7 cents or whatever the hell it was before. Because
Right.
to a degree, that's basically slave labor.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why the prisons are the new plantations. They bring
Yeah,
you
and the
in
old
and they work
plantation, new
you.
and old.
Yeah,
Oh, you're right. And see, they're not gonna denounce a lot of that. That's why you won't even see it in the political spectrum as far as trying to reduce the prison system on frivolous crime. I'm not talking about violent. I'm not talking about the shit that scares on television and stuff like that. I'm talking about bullshit when they harassed your nephew who wasn't bothering nobody, but they need to make an arrest to keep the jails full. Make it seem like some of these old farts doing their job. That's the problem I have.
Well, and that was the thing that was crazy to me. Texas was pushing so hard about, the whole concept of the limited abortions and all of that stuff going on, while at the same time, they're one of the top 3 states with the most abortion clinics in them in the whole country.
Right.
But at the same time, they're trying to a certain extent, push for, this agenda that they are
Yeah. Because they
protecting
want to
women
say
and they're protecting
right.
children and all this other stuff. But at the same time,
Yeah, that's
you
political
have the
ploys.
right. But at the same time, you have the irony that they have over 200 open rape cases sitting and
Mhm.
rape kits sitting that they've never, processed or pursued
Look,
those cases.
New Orleans
yeah, we
had
have that
800
problem
rape
here.
cases. Yeah, New Orleans had 800 rape cases that they hadn't even processed, but they also had people convicted of these rapes, and then they also have some of these rapists still on the damn street. Like, how did y'all convict people and stuff like that without some of these kids? Didn't even test the basic thing what we have today, DNA.
Yeah,
They refused to do it. They didn't have. Well, we didn't have the funds to do that. Well, what the hell you doing with the funds? If anything,
then they
it should
find
be
out
put.
years later that the DNA didn't match, and so they get released. But what about all that time served?
And then there's the case that you bring up
Not only the
about,
time
all
served,
of that time served, plus, the payment for wrongful imprisonment.
right? Now, think of the time, and God bless the guy that was in jail, wrongfully convicted for that charge, because that is a bad thing to go to prison for. It's a bad thing to be labeled for when you're innocent. But what about all the
Absolutely.
taxpayer? What about all the taxpayer money that we use to house these dudes for 10 to 20 years who was wrongfully convicted out of our tax dollars? See, things ain't gonna change till we start saying, look, we paying 30,000, damn near 20 to 30,000 to keep this dude in jail for weed when he can be at a damn trade school somewhere. You know, I don't want to pay for him, you know, to be in prison out my tax dollars. You know, so that's also another bucket.
Right. And then to, the other part of that as well is just the basic fact that, once all of these wrongful imprisonment cases are addressed, if they're addressed, then you have all of the restitution that has to be paid to all of those people. It's going to bankrupt a lot of the funds in the state.
But
maybe that's the lesson they need to learn.
About the finances over people's lives. And I can tell you, I'm a 70s baby. And when they came out with the whole prison system, war on drugs, they also created a juvenile system. That's why you're seeing the juvenile judge out there in Florida, three judges, I'm going to say that again, 3 judges sat up there and plotted and got profit and kickbacks off the number of juveniles that they sent to the system. Now, I've been a victim of that. There's like, okay, he's hyperactive, then he's child in need of supervision. You went into the system. You had social workers coming out from all over the fucking place, making $60,000 a year to sit and talk to damn kids. No, you're like, you just got out of college. I know more than you as a street dude than you know coming out of college and from the suburbs. So that was a big money grab then too, because you had some of these lawyers and
That's
DAs.
the school to prison pipeline.
Right. And I went to one of those schools, and they didn't care, and they just went. You had a little service, the government paid for it, and there it was. And then you just go from there to the prison. The government paid for it, and it just became a government money grab. Just like, and once it's locked in with these federal fundings, no different than Section 8 or some of the things on the left or right, it's hard to get rid of that shit because nobody wants to defund. And they was like, don't defund the police. No, don't defund the police. What you need to do is defund the war on the money you put in for the war on drugs. Okay, we admitted that we lost that. You might as well go ahead on and be a free country. If you could take the violence out, violent crimes is our major thing. But they're not going to do that.
See, that's what they did here in our state. See, they decriminalized cannabis, made it totally legal, and they decriminalized small amounts of hard drugs. So if you have like a user amount of hard drugs, it's like a traffic ticket, if anything.
Right down here, they was giving you a drug.
But cannabis, they sell it right there, just like a liquor store.
If you had residue in a crack pipe, that was a crack charge. Just the residue.
That's how it is. That's how it is in Texas too.
Right. You got 5 years for that, and down here, you could murder and do 5 years for crack, 5 years for murder. Same shit. That's insane.
Damn, that is insane, bro. Like what the fuck, man? Instead of giving motherfuckers some help if they doing some crack and shit, man. I mean, get the motherfucker that sell it to the motherfucker. I'm just saying. I mean, they're not really. I'm not saying that they're a victim. They're more the victims to me. We all can grown ass motherfuckers, but still, they shouldn't be charged because you got a fucking crack pipe.
Shouldn't be charged for a sickness.
Yeah.
I know
from a fucking alcohol, empty bottle or something.
That's how they got it passed, the decriminalization for small amounts of hard drugs here, is because they said it's more of a sickness and we'd rather get people into rehab than to put them in jail. Only if you have large amounts did they prosecute you.
I mean, and that's one of the things. There are so many people that are stuck in that system on the basis of drug charges, and in a lot of states, certainly here, there are not enough either mental health services in communities, nor are there enough, drug
Let's say that
rehab
again, Dave.
facilities.
Yeah. Well, the state's
Maryland.
Say that
making
again.
they're making
Maryland?
24%.
Hmm.
They're making 24% taxes on cannabis in my state, and they use that money to help fix, with rehabs and stuff like that.
Yeah, see, Louisiana is ass backwards.
And we don't have a sales
We gonna be the
tax
last.
in our state, but on
Right.
cannabis there is one,
Right.
even though we don't have a sales tax. 24%. They figure if you want it free and you want it legal and everything, you're gonna pay the extra.
Yeah, but cannabis is less harmful than a damn Coca-Cola.
Absolutely. And that was the other part, is people advocating and different doctors and organizations trying to advocate to change it from a Schedule 1 to some other, categorization, because they had that up there in the same level as crack and coke and heroin and all this other shit. And it never should have been. Ever.
Right.
Yeah, see, because even though I'm in a state that it's legal, the VA doesn't. They still see it as being illegal because it's federal. So they give me
Yeah,
a
they
hard
won't take
time
it off the
sometimes.
federal books yet. Yeah, they won't take it off
Yeah.
the books yet.
So veterans, they give us a hard time, even though it's, it helps with the
Yeah,
other
man.
stuff.
I had a friend that was veteran, man. He was telling me he was active, in the military. Like, oh man, if they catch you with weed, you just kicked out the military. Like for smoking weed, like really, you can be there all your life. And when he said you could have been active in a major military war and came back, and if you smoke weed, you kicked out.
Yeah.
Like, god damn. I won't smoke something if I've been to war. Some shit.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
It's funny.
Not
y'all
much
mentioned
logic.
something.
What's up?
hey,
One
Mo,
more
you
time,
missed out. He was
Nathan.
talking about Amber Geiger.
Who?
Oh, he left. Kev.
Kev.
Free Amber Geiger.
Yeah, I mentioned something interesting. So it's like, it's funny how ass backwards the government is, especially in New York. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to the new God Queen, Governor Hochul, the one who can hear
Oh,
God and
yeah.
knows what God wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wants everybody to be her apostles. So we should all just bow down before her grace. She has a new plan. The bill is already signed, like with addicts and the drug use. She wants to help addicts after they're already in prison, after they're arrested, after they're already incarcerated. That's where she's going to give them prescription drugs. It's so ass backwards. It doesn't make
I
sense.
kind of get it, because if those kind of programs are lacking in your community, then it's going to take, X number, unfortunately,
But
the
shouldn't that be
solution
like a,
of X number of people locked up for issues with those crimes
but
and
why
that
prison?
disease to turn around and because if you're out here literally robbing somebody to feed your addiction, then that's clearly a problem, and you're clearly having issues
would
with being
say-
able to find help in your area.
Well, I was more specifically speaking to like non-violent offenders, like how, everybody was just talking, like, you shouldn't get arrested just
Yeah.
because you have a crack pipe on you, or just because you
Well,
get
see, that's
caught
how it is in our
selling or
state.
dealing.
It's decriminalized because it's set up
Yeah,
so that you
that's
can get
what-
help.
Yeah,
They'd
that's
rather
what
you
I
go get
advocate
help
for.
than to go to jail.
Right,
So
but
for
that
small
to me should
amounts
be
of
an outpatient
heroin,
thing.
cocaine, meth, whatever, it's all you get is a traffic ticket.
Hell, down
I
here in
don't even know. I
Louisiana,
don't-
you
I
get
don't
caught
even
with a
think-
small amount of heroin, you could damn near get life.
Yep.
But see, that's the problem, though. The court system is already so overloaded, too. The prison system is overloaded. I mean, they're releasing prisoners because of COVID.
Yeah, but they're filling them right back up.
Yeah, off
filling
of
right back up.
nonsense. That's why I think it should be an outpatient kind of thing, a rehabilitation issue, not a put you in prison and then give you prescription drugs while you're in prison kind of thing.
But we
But,
gotta
man,
be real.
Here's the thing with the rehabilitation. All right, I get that the left may want to push rehabilitation. So you want to lock me in tax dollars for rehabilitation too? Now I'm paying for the
Yeah, it
dudes
makes no
that's in
sense.
jail, then I'm paying for the dudes that's rehabilitating and shit like that. So I'm like, all right, at what point does it end?
Right,
And then
but
that to
they're
me
at
is
that point too. It's the lesser of two evils. They're going to try to address
Rehabilitation
the
would be the
lesser of
lesser.
two
Yeah,
evils.
it would
Yeah,
be the lesser.
to deal
Yeah.
with the rehabilitation, but to a certain extent, I mean, as adults, we can speak honestly. It's going to be whichever one is going to bring them more money. Whether it's
that's
the
Right.
fair.
concept of locking people up or whether it's the community actually kicking in and saying, yes, we're willing to put,
And we have to focus on what's going to
4%
cost
of
us
our
less
taxes
money.
or,
Right.
right, 4% of our taxes towards, building these kinds of programs and outpatient programs in the communities that just aren't there.
Right.
But if you have like a non-violent offender and you throw him in prison, especially something like New York, like Rikers Island, the most violent prison by a long shot for
Mm-hmm.
for how
No,
long? And
Cook County
Rikers is jacked up. The prison is
Second
worse
thing
in
goal
Rikers
in
Island than some of the
Louisiana, but
cell
yeah.
blocks.
that was we'll set up Rikers
So
Island.
it's like also the conflict of interest. If you think about it, if you put somebody in prison for drugs and you rehabilitate them, that's also now big pharma getting mixed in with government. So big pharma just gets richer off of our tax dollars.
Oh yeah, listen,
Exactly.
I'm a stock guy, right? And I learned to buy and sell stock. I worked for UPS 20 years, took a retirement and started buying and selling stock. What I learned is that, just like you said, man, they're not gonna let go of the money. The money is gonna flow. So there's some stock companies on prison companies on the stock market, CXR, who produces canned vegetables. They're not going to let that industry go. And one of the things that I found out is that mostly at least 5 to 10 of your top 5 Fortune 500 companies like Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola, AT&T, all of them profit off the prison system because those prisoners use those facilities and those products. They don't want to get rid of that because you might take about 2 or 3% of 2 to 5% of their profit from the prison system. So they're going to lobby against all that. So and you know how lobbying goes. That goes with the money.
So who would you? I mean, how do you even go about fixing that, though? I mean, is it a politician issue? Is it? How do you change the system?
Well, see, it's a politician issue, but politicians won't address it because then it's a non-starter for them to be elected. Right? You're not gonna go up there and say and plead for the rights of people like that when you got when your donors are coming from the private sector. What are you gonna say? And see, that's the problem. Our politicians been selling out for a long time because they're career politicians. Elected officials was supposed to be a temp job, not a career job, and they took it as a career. That's why these politicians and I call them out on both sides. Maxine Waters,
and they're invested. They're invested in that stuff. They got stock in those companies.
Right, I'll tell you right now who got stocks. I'm a stocks guy. Maxine Waters is pushing for Section 8 housing, right? That does not help blacks and minorities. She owns Section 8 property in California. Of course she wants more Section 8. That's federal funding going straight to her pocket. Let's take Rick Perry.
Yeah, not to segue or anything, but I'm definitely interested in seeing what happens with Pennsylvania. I don't know if anybody was paying attention to it or noticed it. I mean, myself, I'm a libertarian, so I pay attention to this stuff, but I'm actually very interested to see because Pennsylvania recently in the local elections elected over 100 libertarians to the local level. So it's so funny that it's the right and the left, and now it's like we have a state that we can maybe see some sort of an example since I think it was 135 something libertarians were elected at the local level in various positions in Pennsylvania. I think that'd be a very interesting state to start looking at and see maybe what libertarians or libertarian politicians, maybe something, maybe they change it. I would hope so, because then if not, then we're fucked. But
Didn't Philadelphia just come out last week saying that they're no longer doing traffic stops? Yeah. They came out last week saying they're no longer doing traffic stops.
Who proposed that? I mean, it was somebody already in power, right? I don't think Pennsylvania elected a governor or a mayor libertarian. It's still probably got to be Democrat or Republican. Because I'm talking like the lowest local levels, like sewage and water, like the lowest possible local government you could think of. That's where the majority of libertarians came in at. But 135. I mean, it's interesting to see a shift in that dynamic where a third party got that much representation.
Yeah.
Policy-wise, it's interesting because I like to see different policy. And it's like, I'm tired of the Republican policy. I'm tired of the Democrat policy. It keeps us, it's like pitted once against each other.
They said it's a new rule that they implemented, the police department.
I heard another, was it Boston? Another
They said Philadelphia becomes first major city to ban police stops.
It makes no sense. Like no traffic stops whatsoever. I mean, there has to be some exceptions, like a bank robbery or something, or some there has to be some kind of exception to that.
I put the link to that story in the main chat on YouTube.
Bans police stop. Yeah, certain traffic violations. So maybe something like, stop, running a red light or I don't know.
Expired tags.
Yeah, expired tags is bullshit. That's just another way for the state to make money. So is tinted windows. Like nonsense like that. You're like, why the fuck you gonna fucking
shit? In Hawaii, we had to have we had to have a safety check done every year on your car that they collected. Texas was like that too, I think.
Too. Yeah, we got that
that's
too.
another thing that where they get their money.
Like tinted windows aren't safe. We're from the government and we're here to help.
Yeah, because if it doesn't pass, sometimes you got to go to they call it recon, where you got to get another sticker that says it's okay for you to have that equipment or whatever on your vehicle.
Oh, I got that too. I actually have tinted windows on my truck, and it's a medical exemption. Like theoretically, like if you go to, so New York has your eye doctor or your regular PCP, and it's either a photosensitivity to the sun or your eyes. And if you're cool with your doctor, you just go to the DMV and you print out the form and your doctor will sign the form. You send it over to the DMV, which has a medical department, and then they either approve or deny you. So right now I got legal tints. Interesting ways around the system. So feel free to use that one. Anybody?
Kev said his phone died. You still there, Mo?
Oh, I'm there.
Oh, you're eating.
No, I'm not eating.
Conspiracy. That
was
a while ago.
Yo, your phone went
He's
out.
munching away.
It's all good.
So what did you want to talk about this shit show?
The shit show? Ain't no shit show now, man. All the shit gone now. Motherfuckers. Ain't nobody on here got history with each other, so ain't no shit show.
Yeah, I saw a shit show and I thought I would come into a fucking melee.
No, like
No, that was earlier.
I missed it. Damn. I was working.
That was on Red Pill.
Oh, the other that one. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's crazy how people do get exposed for they bullshit. Just sit back, fold your arms and shit, and you see shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of a nice change of pace because there's usually a lot of drama here. No,
I know.
no offense, about it. There's usually a lot of drama.
You get the fuck out of here, you dumb bitch ass nigga. Fuck you, you motherfucker. Don't say my name, motherfucker. You ain't worthy to say my name, bitch.
Yo, if you want drama, just get RBR on here, and there you go.
Close your legs. Close your legs.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah, I'm like a Jerry Springer. I'm in between like a Jerry Springer and a Howard Stern, kind of like that.
Best of both worlds. There you go.
Best of both worlds, man. It's just like because Howard Stern be petting them bitch at night. Like, did Howard say that? Did he just had a motherfucker go in and smell somebody's balls on the This is some stupid shit on this shit. Like, what the fuck?
Damn, I hope he showered first.
This motherfucker said he was jacking off. He ain't washed his dick in a day, and they said, "You don't believe me?" They had the chick come and smell his balls, and she about to throw up. They're so stupid ass. They beyond petty over there.
Oh, that sounds like a good time.
They do some stupid shit. Like, what the fuck? You know? But I say some petty shit too, man. I be TMI over here, motherfucker.
Yep, you be telling on yourself.
You're damn right. Well, I got to lose.
Yep. That's why you can't dox Mo. He does it for you.
Yep, I dox my own self. Everything you dox me is public. It's out there. I've said it. You can't dox me, motherfucker. How can you dox me and I dox myself? Motherfuckers know about my fucking past record. Know about me losing kids back in the days. You know? End up getting custody back. I done it. I fucked up and I redeemed myself. Next.
I think that's all of us. We all fuck up when we're young.
And redeemed ourselves to a certain point.
I think it's worse now though. The younger generation is all fucked up.
Right.
In a million different ways. That's what I mean. I don't have kids, but with the generation, the young ones, the super young ones, it's kind of like, it's like, when did parents try to become like the best friend? It's like parents, they ain't trying to be parents, they're trying to be the best friend to their kid. It's so weird. It's so topsy-turvy.
I think the 80s.
Really? The 80s? I don't have later than that, like after the 90s. Well, I had older parents.
They had that show with Valerie Bertinelli, and she had the sister and the mom. They were single mother, and they were all like friends. But yet, so they had a lot of those kind of shows on it in the 80s.
All right, I'm back.
What shows? Like which shows?
I can't. Even with like when Bill Cosby had his show, you know, they were all, you know.
Oh, like Full House.
Yeah.
You know, Full House. Malcolm in the Middle. I mean, for me, the 90s was it. The 90s was lit. Oh, what? Yeah, Super Mario. Yeah, Duck Hunt.
Right.
Yeah, arcades. I mean, I was a nerd. I don't even gonna lie. I was a nerd as fuck. The arcade was my home.
All right, thanks, guys. I'm back.
You back. Cycle thing stayed in the cloud. Man, I was trying to get a shit show and it wouldn't fly tonight. That's cause you wasn't on here, Psycho. That's cause your ass wasn't on here. I need to get a look. Let's get a fly boy up here to get your ass up here, and it's gonna be a shit show.
I mean, I could definitely start talking a lot of shit about. Oh man, no, I'm not gonna. Nah.
Yeah, all right, that's Psycho. I follow Psycho, man. You all right?
Yeah, all right.
I mean, when
I don't think there's a day that doesn't go by RBR doesn't talk about him.
Yeah.
Psychopathias and Blexit, and stuff all the time.
Like, God damn.
Oh man.
Psychopathic play. Like, God damn it. Can is all. I got that. God damn, he's more leaning toward pro-black than a lot of these motherfuckers. What the fuck call him? Goddamn. He even know it. No, okay. That lost me over there. I can see.
Yeah, but you know how he is, RBR.
Everybody's a cool.
He talked about you today.
Of course.
What's his name called you the Spotted Owl?
Spotted Owl. I'll take that.
Oh, so Kev was. Oh no, that's Kid Styles. Kid Styles is the other libertarian I'm thinking about. I mean, I could definitely get a shit show going. Maybe, possibly.
Well, it's too late now. Now I can get an opportunity.
Yeah, when it's supposed to be a shit show, it's not.
Damn it. Fucking working. I mean, when it comes to police, what do you think about revoking qualified immunity?
See, Joe Cool left. See, he could have.
That's the only thing that's. That's the only thing that's.
Can we get rid of that with politicians too?
Hell yeah.
And that's what I wanted to ask, guys. Do you think these guys that are turning down these subpoenas and saying they're not going to report to the House of Congress are going to go to prison? That's going to be interesting to see. All right. How can you turn down a subpoena?
I would say no, just because of the simple fact that fucking fraud cheat is still walking around free. I don't know how that man ain't in jail right now. Straight up lied to Congress, which is apparently supposed to be a felony, but his ass is still walking around, apparently the sexiest man alive.
Not only that, they've been having people lie to Congress for decades that hasn't gone to jail. But it's going to be interesting to see with this kind of mass of people, with about 7 or 8 of them, who have the option to not go and report to Congress. There need to be some subpoenas and some warrants for some arrests.
Hey, Kev, did you hear what Mo said about Amber Geiger earlier?
Well, no, I didn't.
I say free Amber Geiger.
Why?
She did nothing wrong.
She didn't kill a man, walk in his apartment?
I'm just sticking to my story, okay?
He called her a shero.
He's a shero.
I want to see some of those naked pictures she was going back and forth with her partner with.
See, I argue with Mo about that because I don't see how you can't know you're in the wrong place when you walk in the door.
She knew it. She knew it.
Cop? I don't know.
See, that's why they did. That's why they didn't allow some of that stuff in court. And that old black bitch of a judge, she tried to get her off, giving her hugs and Bibles and shit like that because she was linked in with the Dallas Police Department, in which one of her Sarah sisters was one of the chiefs at the time, and they got a lot of police endorsements. So you can never expect a prosecuting attorney. You can never expect a DA or a damn judge to go against the police in 99.9% of the cases. And that's a problem for me. That's not justice. That means you're just looking out for the department. That's why it's so hard to get some of these bad officers off the force outside of some of these damn police unions. And what kills me is that the right hate unions, but they sure will stand behind the police union and keep some of these bad killing ass drug dealing officers on the force. That's a problem.
Yeah. How you say it's okay for someone to be able to bust in your house and shoot you and say, "Oh, I didn't realize I wasn't in my house."
Yeah, literally. Right. The man sitting down eating cereal. Everybody like a nice little bowl of cereal at night. Shit, but it just went south. Now the thing is, the guy that testified downstairs, he's dead. They killed him. He dead. I knew as soon as he testified, you need to move. When you testify against the police, you need to leave the state. Period. Damn sure that area.
See, Mo, you triggered everybody now for that.
I think she was a dipshit.
Yeah, Mo ain't Mo known for triggering. He ain't be on triggering the motherfucker.
She was a dipshit.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fuck.
Why? Never mind.
That's definitely revoke qualified immunity time.
By Amber Geiger.
Why what?
The family should be allowed to take that bitch to fucking civil court and take her whole pension.
Well, she got fired. She a convicted felon. So I think the firing, as far as other than letting these people resign, because if you resign, you keep your pension and you can move to another department. If you're fired, you can't. You lose that qualified immunity and everything that goes with being a police officer. And I'm definitely against some of these guys losing their qualified immunity. I don't care about defunding the police. Just get rid of qualified immunity. And it don't look like our politicians are going to get that done. So for me, it's the same old shit over and over.
You know what's funny? The de Blasio took away the qualified immunity of the NYPD last summer in June. The NYPD don't got qualified immunity no more, as far as I know.
Well, that was the reason that a lot of those officers took those jobs. It wasn't that they were submitted to. And let's go ahead on and deal with the old bullshit thing. I became an officer to protect my community. You don't even live in that community 9 times out of 10. So, or 7 times out of 10, because they do have some rural areas. You don't even live in that community. Like in New Orleans and other major cities, these people, the officers don't even stay in the major cities. They drive to work and are imported in. Like you live in the suburbs. You're not protecting the hood. That's not your community. That's some bullshit.
So you got a bunch of cops seeing citizens as like the enemy. I don't see them as citizens.
And the officer admitted to that. I heard one officer say when I worked in the black community, I had a problem with black people. When I worked in the white community, I had a problem with certain white people. That's just how they are. That's their frame of thinking. And I hear a lot of brothers and sisters say we need more black officers. Well, that won't do you any good, because being an officer and a corrupt officer or a bad officer is a mentality of power. And so that power goes from race to race. So that makes no difference. New Orleans has 60% black police force. Obama sent down Eric Holder, who did an investigation, and they had more civil rights violations in New Orleans than they had anywhere recorded in American history. And our police force was 60% black. So what you're seeing right now with these shootings of white cops killing blacks, yeah, that's an issue, and they do have racist white cops, but black cops was doing the same shit here. Nothing new, nothing different.
See, for me, I kind of bring it down to a level where, for me, it's not really about the officer involved shooting or police brutality. For me, I'm like more focused on the violation of civil rights. Violate like the Fourth Amendment, Second Amendment, Third, whatever
Well,
kind
there's
of
some
rights you want to think
real violations of civil rights for killing the motherfucker now.
I think that's where it starts. So if we can bring that behavior back, then maybe we could curtail the police brutality and the shootings if we start at the base level of like, yo, you're a cop, you're not supposed to
Well,
violate
the
the
base
Fourth
level
Amendment
was
for
all
whatever reason you feel like.
the base level was always foul. Don't forget, the PDs were created to catch black slaves and shit like that and bring them to justice. That's why they were created. So it's working. It's working like a charm. It's on the fire. It's a well-oiled machine that can't be stopped.
I mean, at that point, I could also, I mean, it goes, I mean, I don't know, there's not much of a connection there, and maybe it is because, I mean, the root of gun control is racist in literal terms. I mean, the origin of gun control is rooted in white supremacy. I don't think there's anybody that could disagree with that fact.
Let me give you a little tidbit on what happened to us after Hurricane Katrina. Y'all already know what that deal was. They sent down General Honoré, the Creole dude that was the general that supposed to help with Katrina. What they did was they got lists and they went door to door taking people's guns. Literally, the military.
I remember that one.
Right, kicked in
They
the
even
door.
took antiques.
And when they came to my place, I was standing in the trailer at the time, even though I had my gun. And they was asking me, "Well, do you have a firearm?" I like, "No, I ain't got nothing." They said, "Well," they looked on the list and said, "Well, you had a Springfield 9mm at such and such date." I said, "How y'all get that list? I don't have a gun. My gun got flooded. I wouldn't go give them my gun." Even though they went door to door, even with private businesses taking their guns by force. That is part of the military design to do that.
And that was the National Guard. That's why I can't understand all these damn gun owners that be waving that fucking blue line flag. Like, that blue line flag ain't gonna save you, bro. Like, you can't be Gadsden flag and blue line flag. You gotta pick one.
Facts. I agree with that. But and I tell people the military did that. It's like they did that. The same thing with Black Wall Street. Same thing with some of these mass murders all over. They come and get the people guns, and then they can come in and do what the hell they want because you have no defense. I don't understand how Chicago and places like New York, you are completely relying on the police department for your safety, even in your own home. And the only reaction is nobody's gonna stop. I mean, what the people in your house? What you gonna do at that point? Call the police? They're gonna take them a while to get there. You got to defend yourself.
Yeah, that's what the crazy part is, because it's like I see all these memes like, "Oh, I lost my guns in a boating accident," and then I came across another meme. It was like a Batman meme slapping Robin, and Robin was like, "I lost my guns in a boating accident." Batman slapped the shit out of him and is like, "Yo, if you think you need to lose your guns in a boating accident, it's time to use them." Like, well, you might have a point there.
All right. Hey,
Well, Anna said she comes in peace.
Of course you do. I come in peace too.
I mean, if they had a list down there, I'm definitely screwed in New York. They definitely got a list. It's a de facto Reds. Everybody knows it. See, I'm sitting here, my AR doesn't even have a pistol grip because of the fucking SAFE Act. I can't wait for that damn SCOTUS case to come through. I hope SCOTUS bitch smacks New York. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Like the fucking I think it's New York versus Brun. Like New York actually has like a Supreme Court case right now. With
Yeah.
I mean, mostly everybody in the gun rights community is calling it the gun rights case of the decade because it's deciding whether carrying outside of the home is covered under the Second Amendment. So it's like, and it looks like SCOTUS is pretty pissed off. The judges are pissed for what New York did to them last time when they mooted the case in the middle of it, retracting the law. So this shit is about to reverberate. Whatever happens with the SCOTUS versus New York, it's going to set precedent.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big deal.
I'm seeing quite a few arguments. I'm seeing quite a few articles that it seems like quite a few of the judges are leaning in favor of the Second Amendment. I don't want to get my hopes up. I live in New York. I already got my full carry permit denied, and I'm an armed security officer on top of that, like full licensed armed security officer. Even I got denied a full carry permit, but like 2 years ago. So a lot riding on this shit.
I heard that someone mentioned a couple that, you know, pull their guns out, and then they, you know, when the protesters came through the private community and stuff like that. I get that you can protect your home, but one thing you can't do, you cannot come out your home and point your gun at somebody. You can't do that.
True.
Right? You can't point it at somebody. You can hurt. You can have your gun. You can't point it and threaten.
It's even worse in New
It's
York.
called brandishing a firearm.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
I would argue though. Okay, let me give you a hypothetical though. If he got like, well, I don't want to say like if somebody's about to set my truck on fire or like throw a Molotov cocktail at my house, I think that would it has to be some kind of threshold to me, force with force. Because if somebody's going to set my house on fire, theoretically, I think the threat has to be met with the equal or opposing threat. You know, cause and effect, causality.
But that goes state to state.
True, it does. I mean, in New York, if I did that,
shoot them outside. You remember back in the days when it's like, if you go shoot somebody, drag them back inside.
yeah. I mean, in New York, we have the duty to retreat. Like, even if I'm inside of my own home and somebody breaks in, I have a duty to retreat. I have to retreat to the point where if I can get outside of my house, that's what New York wants you to do.
Well, good luck
They
to
want
New
you to
York.
run.
I'm not retreating. Now I take it. I take it the old Southern way. I get a right to protect my lane. Now I understand what coming in the house mean, but down here, if you just on somebody's land coming to their home, you know, because you usually have a little land, you can protect your land and shoot them on the land if they're a threat like that.
Yeah.
I would love to see stand your ground, but I think New York is too far gone.
I mean, personally, me, I would like to move to Florida. I think Florida's a nice little balance. I mean, all they got is open carry. I would love to see them go constitutional carry. I mean, to me, that's the truest form of the Second Amendment is constitutional carry. I mean, criminals don't follow the law. They don't got to apply for a permit or a background check. How the fuck should I? But that's just me. Somebody's snoring. I hear snoring.
It's probably John.
How much always John?
The Dre up here.
Little Darth Vader.
Little Darth. John be breathing into the mic.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get old.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I'm just chilling up here.
Get the F out of New York. You're damn right, camera.
John don't need the popcorn. He's like, I got weed. I'm just here for comments.
Yeah.
Who's camera? Is camera on the panel? No, camera's not on the panel.
No.
You said libertarians are confusing.
Yeah.
How are libertarians confusing? Individual liberty, max liberty, before anarchy.
But the one that's leaning towards right, but you got the left wing as libertarians.
That's the most confusing motherfuckers I ever come across. The other day, I came across a so-called libertarian that supports the mandates. Are you a libertarian and you support, like, bro? You ain't libertarian. It made no sense. It made full stop. Made no sense.
They're more the Jill Stein type of motherfuckers.
Oh, what? No, Jill Stein is a psycho. What? She was Green Party, bro. She didn't even run no libertarian thing.
Libertarians, they kind of lean towards that type of
I thought. I don't know enough about Jill Stein. I thought she was a leftist when I first came across her. I know she ran for New York. And she ran on the Green Party ticket.
And that's Ace Boone Coon right there. You dig?
Yeah, she seemed like the type for the Green New Deal type shit. I don't think libertarians are really, in general, for the Green New Deal. That's some socialist shit.
Like, dang.
Yeah, we're definitely different. You know, libertarians were plotting to take over the world and leave you the F alone.
Mm-hmm. Libertarians. All right, we're at the top of we passed 2 hours and shit. I'm about to end the stream real soon. I got to be up tomorrow for work. Other than that, I'll do it for 2 more hours and shit. But I'm gonna finish this beer.
Jerry's final thoughts.
Jerry's final thoughts and said, I don't know. Live your life. That's my fucking final thought. No, fuck final thoughts.
Stay in your own lane.
Stay in your own goddamn lane, goddamn it. You know, let me go grab another beer and I'm gonna end this with the final thoughts. I'm gonna go ahead and shove another one and I'll be right back. Go ahead.
I would go with I need to word this right. I know I need to word this right. I would say go into whatever lane the fuck you want, just don't run me off the road. Or fuck around and find out.
Let me find out.
Go in whatever lane you want. Just don't run anybody else off the road.
Yes. Shout out to my dude Hammer. He's not with us tonight, but I talked to him on the phone yesterday, and he had said something to me yesterday. He said, "Is Mo, you know, he watched other vloggers. He said, Mo, you've been consistent, and I do try to stay consistent. You know, I've been like this for the past 6 years. Well, I'm vlogging on YouTube, vlogging on Facebook. Stay consistent and
consistently petty.
Consistently petty, but I'm still consistent. You know." Man, you know, I've been having fun for this. Before YouTube Live came, Facebook actually was the first one to go Facebook Live, stream, and YouTube kind of took it. You get 10,000. It's actually start off. You get 10,000 subs, you go live. YouTube was totally different at one point, and people start coming over here like, "Oh, let me earn me 10,000 subs." Then it went down to like 1,000 subs. You go live. Now it's to 500. But I remember that, like, damn, 10,000. And I came over there and did it. You know. So I'm gonna be out of here, y'all. Any final thoughts, anybody, before I get the fuck out of here?
Speaking of subbing, Kelly's channel's in the chat.
Yeah, go sub to Kelly.
She's trying to break that 1,000.
Break that 1,000 mark. She's very close.
She's at 900 something.
Yeah, 908. So,
Also,
on Twitter.
Also, revoke qualified immunity, and just for the record, it was a libertarian that introduced that legislation. Just saying.
Do you consider Rand Paul a libertarian?
I think he's a little L that ran on a Republican ticket, but I do like Rand. He's Kentucky. You know, if he was, it's the same way I would have followed him, the way I followed Cuomo and de Blasio and Hochul, because I'm very into my own state. Like, if I lived in Kentucky, I would know more about him. But from what I've seen, I do actually consider him like a little L libertarian as myself. Like,
yeah, his dad is more of a libertarian, Ron Paul, I think.
Oh yeah, Ron Paul is the man. I mean, it is. That's what's funny, because there's the big L's and the little L's, which I can't stand it, because the big L's are the type that want open borders, which make no freaking sense at all. And I'm not that far on that side. Just like, open borders is not a good idea to me. So I think I recently found out that I would be considered a little L when I thought I was a big L. But yeah, I would actually, yes, unless I found out more about Rand that did not seem libertarian to me, in my opinion, I would consider Rand a libertarian. He also came out with the no-knock raids for Breonna Taylor, which I totally agree with. Yeah, no-knock raids is complete BS. Police should not be breaking down your home no matter what the circumstance. And they're so concerned with officer safety. Why are you breaking down a door you don't know what's behind? I'm not going to let myself go on a rant. That was a mini rant. That was a little rant. That was a little Rex rant.
Hey, love you too, Calvin.
A little R.
Oh, you almost made me spit up my beer. Oh, fuck. Yeah, little R. Little R.
All right, I'll put the head out here, y'all. I'll see y'all niggas later.
Later, man.
Next.
Much love. Come back again.